Hey Ben, thank you for giving me the time to allow you to help you today. I understand you had some questions regarding the ketogenic diet. Now, what was the reason why you wanted to apply the keto diet to your lifestyle? You wanted to lose weight. Yeah, it's a good way to lose weight. There's a lot of research behind it, behind the keto diet, with the decrease in body weight. How much weight did you want to lose? You wanted to lose 20 pounds in what time frame? 6 months? 24 weeks? Yeah, that's a realistic goal. We can lose about a pound to two safely per week. So say we're on the lower end of 1 pound per week, you can possibly lose up to 24 pounds within that 24-week period. So it's definitely a realistic goal. Now, we weighed you earlier. Here are some of your stats. You're 230 pounds. You say you're moderately active. You're 36 years old. And the reason why you want to lose the weight is to decrease some time off your 2-mile run, since you're in the Army Reserve. It's a good strategy. It's something that will help. Now, the only thing I will say about the ketogenic diet is that we have to be cognizant of your protein intake, because a low intake of protein can lead to a decrease in your aerobic endurance, as shown by a study by Finney in 2004, where a low protein intake results in a progressive loss of lean tissue and a decrease in physical activity. Also, those who consumed 1.1 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight actually showed a decrease in aerobic endurance, where those who sustained about 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight actually maintained a VO2. So that's something I would recommend for you, is about 1.5 as shown in that study. The way it works, as stated by Tinsley and Wilby in a 2016 article, is that your body enters a state of ketosis, where the blood ketone concentrations rise as a result of fatty acid breakdown and activity of ketogenic enzymes. It's based on 3 factors, which is the increased amount of fat, low carbohydrates, and caloric restriction, which you're already on. You're on 2,500. I wouldn't recommend going on any lower. The only thing we would need to do is more than likely just alter your macronutrients. And I do have your food log, so we'll look at the food choices that you have and see which ones we need to alter. Obviously, we're going to have to increase your fat depending on what they look like, and decrease your carbohydrates. So a lot of these foods like hash brown, those are out the window. Pastas, those are gone. Oatmeal is definitely gone. You're going to have to say buy the juices as well. Well, you might, let's see. So 8 ounces contains 25 grams of sugar. Yeah, it's definitely out. The reason why is because with the ketogenic diet is because ketogenic diet, you're allowed about 50 grams of carbohydrates per day. And if you drink 8 ounces of orange juice, that's gonna put you at half the amount of sugar for your day. So we'll get your sugar from different sources. And I'll explain that to you. I can't give you a meal plan. I know you wanted me to give you one, but that's out of my scope. I don't mind giving you guidance from the research that that I'll look over. That we could that we could lose the most weight within this 24-week period. Now, let's see, what other research has been done? So a research study by Finney, as I just mentioned, in 2004. Sorry about that, the camera lost focus. So what I was saying about research by Finney in 2004 is that our ancestors particularly incorporated this type of diet into their lifestyle, where they didn't have access to wild grains, nuts, and fruits. Carbohydrates basically came very sparingly, so it's something that they did adapt to. Other research in a 6-week study by Foley et al. 2012, they concluded in gymnastic athletes for 6 weeks a very low carbohydrate ketogenic diet with adequate protein. Their subjects lost weight. They improved their body composition without negative changes in strength and performance. Their nutrient ratio was 54.8% fats, 40% protein, and 4% carbohydrates. They maintained their muscle mass and decreased their fat mass. Now, that's a high intake of protein. You're not going to go that high because they only went that high because of their high activity level. Some of the side effects that you may encounter are fatigue, headache, and diarrhea, as stated by Urban et al. In an article in 2017. Their subjects, they applied a ketogenic diet, but they found that it leveled off after 3 days. So if you just look at the long run, keep your eye on the prize. Keep your goals in mind throughout the whole 24 weeks. Just be strong-minded if you can. Now, other things that I do want to talk about is insulin. You're going to be decreasing your carbohydrates, which is going to cause a decrease in insulin. So if you did want to increase your strength, that's probably not the best. This type of diet probably isn't the best for that, because insulin is needed for the pathway of muscle growth. So it's going to be difficult to increase your muscle mass without insulin. But we will be able to maintain your lean mass with adequate protein intake, and I'll explain that here in a second. So let's go over the foods. What I would recommend is getting a food scale like here. Basically a little tray. You could, 5 ounces of fish, a salmon will give you about 35 grams of protein with 1 gram of carbohydrates. Keep in mind that 50 is going to be very important daily. A cup and a half of avocado will give you 4 grams of protein with 19 grams of carbohydrates. You can even go with olive oil as well. A teaspoon gives you 120 calories of almond fat. Now I know we talked about sugars; those are completely out the window. You can have tea, very low caloric intake, probably about 8 to 12 calories, but you're not going to be able to have any honey with it. So keep that in mind. Almonds. Oh no! All right. So with the almonds, what we want to do, this is a good amount of protein as well. About 4 tablespoons of almonds will give you 8 grams of protein, 8 grams of fat. So that's going to be a good source. You can have fruit as well, but you just got to have it very sparingly because it's high sugar content. Now this apple turnover, I know that looks pretty good, but you're not going to be able to have any of that. I'll just eat that in front of you and rub it in your face. So about 4 eggs of 4 eggs will give you about 283 calories with 25 grams of protein. Now this is actually going to be a good source of dietary protein. After your training bouts, it's 25 grams of whey isolate protein with 3 grams of carbohydrates. I would recommend multivitamin with some fish oils. You can even have yogurt, but this thing also has 16 grams of carbohydrates. So you may, you gotta, again, put them out sparingly. Half a cup of fruit berries will give you 11 grams of carbohydrates. You're also going to want to have fats with cheese, particularly a lot of cheese within your diet. A 4th cup of cheese will give you 50 calories from fat, which is about 6 grams. You're also going to be able to have celery. These are very low in carbohydrates, celery and broccoli, and they're high in fiber, so it's going to help you digest your food a lot easier. Now let's go over these numbers. So you had about 35% proteins. We're going to lower that to 25%. You had 35% carbs. We're going to go down to 10%, which is about, you had 194 grams coming in. We're going to decrease that to 50, so we're going to reduce it by 144 grams. So again, we want to stay away from the pastas, the rice. Keep in mind, if you have a banana, one medium banana is about 27 grams of carbohydrates, so that's going to put you at half your number. So remember, you want to have your carbohydrates sparingly. Now, another thing that I do want to mention is green leaves, as I mentioned, the celery, tomatoes, cucumbers, strawberries. You can have all that, but you got to be careful. You got to measure it out. Now, as you lose weight, let's say you lose 4 pounds in 1 month. Now your lower end of protein is going to be 123. It's no longer going to be 125, and your upper end is going to be 174.2. It won't be 177. So that's going to be important on maintaining, keeping the log of your weight, because we want to be able to maintain your muscle. So by accurately weighing your body weight, that's going to give us the accurate number for the amount of protein that you want within your daily intake. It'll be very good to implement. Got almonds everywhere. Was there any other questions? No? Alright, well, good luck, Ben. I wish you the best of luck. If you need any help, I'll be here for you, okay? Thank you.